Joining us now to talk about misinformation is health policy and misinformation expert Tim Caulfield. Tim, what do you think of these new findings? Are you surprised by how much vaccine misinformation has influenced Canadians?
I'm not surprised at all. As you know, I was involved in the report, and we were quite meticulous in our analysis of the available data. And it maps what's going on in other countries, to be honest with you. And I think it really highlights that Canada has not escaped the incredible harm that misinformation has done over the last couple of years. Well, we know social media has played a big role. We also know that there are those with very particular agendas that are wishing to spread misinformation. And there are also increasingly state actors and those with ideological agendas that have been pushing misinformation. And unfortunately, that trend it seems to be increasing. But the important thing, I think the real takeaway from this report is it's doing incredible harm. It's costing lives. It's creating unnecessary burden on our healthcare system, and it's not going away. So in the report, we also call for a coordinated action, a coordinated national and ideally international action to fight the spread of misinformation.
We know that a lot of misinformation is shared online. Do you think social media sites should be doing more to control this? And where's the line between freedom of speech and misinformation?
Yeah, I do think there's just no doubt that social media has played a massive role here. And there's lots of research that points to that. And some of we've worked in that space ourselves at our institute. So yeah, social media has got to do more. All the platforms have to do more. And this doesn't necessarily mean deplatforming or silencing people as a lot of people claim is happening. And by the way, that's very rare. What we hope to be able to do is use evidence-informed strategies that redirect people or perhaps make sure that debunking information is readily available. There's lots of strategies that we can use. And yes, as a last resort, I do think we should look at when and if deplatforming is appropriate, and that should only be done in a transparent manner where there's clear rules that everyone knows about.
Do you have any tips on how to know whether the information you're seeing online is accurate?
I think this is a really good point because our report, and when people like myself talk about misinformation, we're talking about misinformation. We're not talking about reasonable, even contested scientific debate. We are talking about things that are clearly wrong, like the vaccine has a microchip in it, or the vaccine is killing hundreds of people, which are thousands of people, which just simply hasn't been established by the data. So what you want to do is you definitely want to do your best to find out what the body of evidence on a particular topic actually says, what kind of evidence is being used to back up that information, and try to go to a variety of reputable sources to confirm exactly what the scientific body says. And, most research tells us that even if you take those steps, even if you just pause for a moment to kind of embrace the ethos of accuracy, it really can make a difference. It can slow the spread of misinformation. You become less likely to believe misinformation. We live in a really chaotic information environment. So even just pausing for a moment, that can make a difference.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.